Did you know that one missed grocery run could leave you stranded without power, food, or water when tornado season hits in 2025? This isn't just about being ready, it's about surviving what could be one of the most intense storm seasons in decades. Stick around because I'm showing you the top 10 items you need now before it's too late. Hey everyone, welcome back. I spent the last few days diving into FEMA reports, Red Cross guidelines, and yes, even doom scrolling Reddit forums to find out what everyday people are panic buying before tornado season. What I found? Some shocking gaps in most emergency kits, and some seriously underrated essentials that could save your life. In this video, I'm breaking down the top 10 items you should stockpile right now, including a few you probably never even thought of. From budget-friendly hacks to must-have tools that could keep your family safe, this list is packed with real-life prep tips. So if you live in Tornado Alley, or you're just tired of getting caught off guard by sudden blackouts and supply shortages, watch till the end and let me know in the comments. Have you noticed any weird price hikes or empty shelves at your local store? Let's kick off our list with something you might already have in your pantry, but probably not enough of it. Yep, we're talking about item no. 1, non-perishable snacks. When a tornado hits, one of the first things to go is the power. And when that happens, your fridge stops working, your microwave becomes useless, and cooking anything fresh, forget about it. That's where non-perishable snacks come in. These are the foods that don't need refrigeration, don't spoil quickly, and can literally save your life when stores are closed and roads are blocked. So what should you stock up on? Think simple stuff like crackers, granola bars, peanut butter packets, trail mix, and even canned meats or fruit. They're easy to grab, easy to eat, and they keep for months, sometimes even years if stored properly. Here's a pro tip. Don't go for the fancy brands. Stick to store brands or buy in bulk. You'll save money and still get the same energy boost when you need it most. And hey, this isn't just about survival, it's about keeping your sanity too. Imagine being stuck indoors for hours or days with no snacks and a hangry kid, or spouse, or dog. Trust me, snacks help. Also, don't forget about variety. If you only buy crackers, you'll be sick of them by day 2. Mix in some sweet options like cereal packs or dried fruit, and maybe even toss in a few comfort treats like chocolate or cookies. It's not just food, it's morale. Make sure everyone in the house knows where the snacks are kept. No one should be digging through cabinets during an emergency. Another thing to consider, portion control. Grab those individual packs. They're easier to hand out, less messy, and prevent one person from accidentally eating half the stash in one go. And remember, water is key. Even the best snacks won't do much good if you don't have something to wash them down with. So before you head out to the storm shelter or hunker down in your basement, make sure your snack stash is locked and loaded. Because when the sky turns green and the wind starts howling, you want to be ready and well fed. Item 9, manual can opener. Okay, let's talk about something most people forget until it's way too late, and that's the humble manual can opener. You might be thinking, I've got one in my kitchen drawer, I'm good. But trust me, when a tornado hits and you're stuck with no power, no fridge, and a pile of canned food, but no way to open it, things get real fast. Here's the deal. Canned food is a lifesaver during emergencies. It lasts forever, it's easy to store, and it's packed with nutrients. But none of that matters if you can't actually get into the can. Some folks think they can just wing it with a knife or some other sketchy tool. Big mistake. That's how fingers get sliced and dinner gets ruined. A manual can opener is small, cheap, and seriously underrated. It doesn't need batteries, it doesn't plug in, and it won't fail you when you need it most. And here's the kicker. A lot of people buy emergency kits and check off can opener without even realizing their kit includes an electric one, which is basically useless when the power's out. So do yourself a favor, grab a hand crank or foldable manual can opener, toss it in your emergency bin, and maybe even keep a backup in another part of the house. Also, don't assume one size fits all. Some cans are taller, some are wider. Make sure your opener works on all of them. There's nothing worse than being stuck with a can of chili and a tool that only opens soda. If you've got kids, teach them how to use it now. Practice makes perfect, and you don't want their first time opening a can to be during a blackout. Item 8, flashlight plus extra batteries. When the power goes out during a storm, your phone flashlight might save you for a few minutes. But let's be real. It drains fast, and you'll need that battery to text for help or check weather updates. That's why every emergency kit needs a solid, reliable flashlight. And yes, a stash of extra batteries to keep it glowing when you need it most. Think about it. After a tornado hits, you might need to check for damage, clear debris, or even evacuate your home. And doing any of that in the dark not ideal. A good flashlight gives you safety, visibility, and peace of mind when everything else is chaos. Look for one that's bright, durable, and easy to hold. Bonus points if it's water resistant. You never know what kind of mess you'll be walking into after a storm. And don't just grab any old flashlight from the junk drawer. Test it now, make sure it works, and most importantly, make sure it's stored with your emergency supplies, not left in the garage where you'll never find it when the lights go out. Now, about those batteries. Don't assume the ones in your flashlight are fresh. Pull them out, test them, and replace them if needed. It's better to do it now than during a blackout. Pro tip, stick with AA or AAA batteries since they're used in so many other emergency items like radios, flashlights, and even some medical devices. Having a stockpile means you can swap them out fast when needed. Also, store your batteries somewhere dry and cool. Heat and moisture are battery killers, and the last thing you want is dead power when you're trying to see. For extra smart prep, consider a crank-powered flashlight or one with a built-in rechargeable battery. These give you options when stores are closed and batteries are nowhere to be found. But no matter which type you choose, here's the bottom line. Your flashlight only works if it's ready to shine. So double-check it now, before the storm hits and you're left fumbling in the dark. Item 7. Portable phone charger / power bank. Let's talk about something we all depend on way more than we realize, our phones. And during a tornado, keeping your phone powered up is not just about staying connected to social media. A charged phone can mean the difference between safety and danger. It's how you call for help, get emergency alerts, check for updates, or even navigate if you need to evacuate. But here's the problem. When the power goes out, and especially after a tornado hits, charging your phone isn't as simple as plugging it in. That's where a portable phone charger or power bank comes in. Think of it like a backup battery for your phone, small enough to carry, powerful enough to keep your devices running when the grid goes down. Now, don't just grab any tiny one you see on sale. You want something with enough juice to charge your phone at least once or twice. Look for models with multiple USB ports so you can charge more than one device at a time. Perfect if you've got a family to keep track of. And here's a tip most people miss. Charge it now, not when the storm is already on its way, because by then it might be too late. Also, make sure you know how to use it. Test it out, plug in your phone, see how long it lasts, and maybe even download a battery-saving app to stretch that power further. If you're really serious about prep, look into solar-powered options or ones that can recharge via USB-C or even hand crank. These give you options when regular outlets are gone and stores are closed. And don't forget, portable chargers lose their punch over time, so check yours every few months and replace it if needed. Better safe than sorry. Item 6. First aid kit. After a tornado hits, help might not come right away. That's why having a solid first aid kit isn't just smart. It could literally save a life. Think about it. Broken glass, flying debris, tripping over damaged furniture. Injuries happen fast during and after a storm. And if you don't have basic supplies on hand, even a small cut can turn into a big problem. A good first aid kit doesn't need to be fancy, but it does need to be ready, stored safely, easy to find, and stocked with the essentials. So what should you include? Let's break it down. Start with basics like bandages. Different sizes, both regular and heavy duty. You'll also want gauze pads, adhesive tape, and antiseptic wipes to clean wounds fast. Don't forget pain relievers like acetaminophen or ibuprofen. Keep them sealed in child-proof containers. If you or anyone in your home has allergies or chronic conditions, add in any needed meds too. Also useful, latex gloves to keep things clean when treating cuts. Tweezers for splinters or bits of glass, and a thermometer in case someone gets a fever from an infection. If you're thinking ahead, toss in a few extra items like burn cream, eye wash, and even instant cold packs. Item 5, water bottles. Well, water storage, you've heard it before. Water is life. But when a tornado hits and your power's out, clean water might not just be hard to find, it could be completely gone. That's why having a solid stash of water bottles or a plan for water storage is one of the smartest things you can do before storm season hits. Think about it. No water means no drinking, no cooking, no flushing toilets, and dehydration can sneak up on you faster than you think, especially if you're cleaning up damage or helping neighbors. So how much should you store? The general rule is 1 gallon per person per day, and that's for 3 days minimum. If you've got kids, pets, or live in a hotter area, bump that up even more. Now, don't panic buy fancy emergency jugs unless you want to. You can start small. Grab a few cases of bottled water from the store and rotate them every 6 months. It's easy, affordable, and gets you started. But if you're serious about prep, invest in some large water storage containers. They come in 5-gallon sizes and stack nicely in a garage or basement. Just make sure they're BPA free and food grade so your water stays safe. And here's a pro tip: use what you already have. Empty soda bottles or juice jugs, cleaned out of course, work great for long-term storage. Just label them with the date and keep them in a cool, dark place. Also, don't forget about water purification. What if your stored water runs out, but you've still got dirty tap water or rainwater? A simple filter straw or purification tablets could save the day. Bonus hack: keep a couple of empty bottles in your car too. That way, no matter where you are when disaster strikes, you've got a little hydration on hand. And remember, water isn't just for drinking. You'll need it for brushing teeth, cleaning wounds, and even washing hands if the plumbing goes down. So don't wait until the sky turns green. Start building your supply now, because when the storm hits, you'll wish you had more than you thought. Item 4. Battery-powered or hand-crank radio. When the power's out and your phone dies, how do you stay updated on storm warnings, rescue efforts, or road closures? You might be tempted to say, I'll just use my neighbor's phone, but what if they're not around? That's where a good old battery-powered or hand-crank radio comes in, and no, it's not just something your grandparents used. It could be your lifeline when everything else goes dark. Think about it. During and after a tornado, cell towers go down, internet cuts out, and apps stop working. But emergency alerts, those still come through. Over the radio, a portable radio gives you real-time updates from trusted sources like NOAA Weather Radio or local emergency broadcasts. That means you'll know when another storm is coming, where shelters are open, or if there's contaminated water in your area. Now, don't just grab any old Walkman from the 90s. Look for a model that's weather alert certified, so it automatically turns on and sounds an alarm when there's severe weather nearby. And here's the best part: some radios don't even need batteries. A hand crank version can give you power with just a few minutes of cranking. No charging, no PERDs, no worries. If you do go for a battery-powered one, keep extra batteries stored separately and check them every few months. Or better yet, buy a model that can run on both batteries and hand power. That way you've always got options. Also look for models with extra features like a built-in flashlight or a USB port to charge small devices. These little add-ons can make a big difference when you're dealing with chaos. Here's a pro tip: test your radio now. Make sure it picks up signals clearly and has a strong enough speaker to hear indoors or in a shelter. Don't wait until the storm is already on its way. And if you got kids, show them how it works. Teach them what it looks like when it's plugged in, how to change the batteries, and where it's kept in your emergency kit. Because when the wind starts howling and the sky goes dark, you want to be the one who's informed, not the one guessing what's going on outside. So if you don't already own one, this is your sign to pick up a radio today. It's not flashy, but when disaster hits, it might just save your life. Item 3. Blankets and warm clothing. When you think about tornado prep, your mind probably jumps to food, water, and flashlights. But here's something most people forget until it's too late. After a storm, it can get really cold, really fast. That's why having a stash of blankets and warm clothing is a must-have when disaster hits, especially if your home loses power or gets damaged. Imagine this: your roof is gone, windows are shattered, and the wind is howling through what used to be your living room. Even in summer, that kind of exposure can drop temperatures fast. And hypothermia? It doesn't care what time of year it is. So don't wait for the weatherman to warn you. Start building your emergency warmth kit now. Start with basics like fleece blankets, its thermal liners here, or even emergency space blankets. These foil-looking things might look silly, but they trap body heat like magic and take up almost no space. Also, don't underestimate good old cotton blankets. They're heavy, yes, but they work when nothing else does. And bonus, you can layer them for extra warmth. Now, about clothing, grab sweaters, hoodies, and gloves. If you've got kids or elderly folks in the house, throw in some hats too, because most body heat escapes through the head. And here's a pro tip: keep a full change of clothes in your emergency kit. Think sweatpants, long sleeves, waterproof jackets. Stuff that's easy to toss on fast if you need to hunker down or evacuate. Item 2. Important documents in a waterproof bag. Let's talk about something most people don't think about until it's too late: your important documents. When a tornado hits, you're probably focused on getting to safety, protecting your family, and keeping the lights on. But what happens when the storm passes and you need to file an insurance claim, prove who you are, or get medical help? If those papers are soaked, buried under rubble, or gone with the wind, you've got a serious problem. That's why having a waterproof bag full of your must-have documents is one of the smartest things you can do before tornado season hits. So, what should you include? Let's break it down. Start with IDs: driver's licenses, passports, birth certificates, social security cards. These are your lifeline for everything from banking to travel to applying for aid. Next up, insurance policies. Home, renters, auto, whatever you have, keep copies handy. You'll need them fast if your house gets damaged or destroyed. Don't forget medical records, especially if you or someone in your family has allergies, prescriptions, or chronic conditions. That info could save time and maybe even a life if you need emergency care away from home. Also useful, bank statements, most property deeds, and will trust documents. They might not be urgent right after the storm, but they'll matter later, and you don't want to wait weeks trying to replace them. Item 1, cash. Yes, cash. All right, we've made it to the number one item you must stockpile before tornado season hits in 2025, and it might surprise you. It's not fancy gear, it's not high-tech survival tools, it's something old school, simple, and shockingly overlooked. We're talking about cash. That's right, good old paper money. And no, this isn't some conspiracy theory about the digital apocalypse. This is real life. Think about it. When the power goes out, so does everything that runs on it. That means card readers, ATMs, and even mobile payment apps could stop working. Suddenly, your debit card becomes a very expensive bookmark. And if stores are closed, gas stations aren't pumping fuel, or shelters are handing out supplies, guess what they'll take without hesitation? Cold, hard cash. Now, I'm not saying you need a vault full of Benjamins, but having a small stash hidden away can be the difference between getting help and getting stuck. A good rule of thumb, keep $50 to $100 in small bills tucked somewhere safe and easy to grab. Ones, baos, tens, these are perfect for quick trades, snacks, or even helping a neighbor in need. Also, don't store it in your sock drawer where the kids can find it. Pick a better hiding spot, maybe with your emergency kit or inside a sealed bag in case of flooding. Here's a pro tip. If you're really prepping for the long haul, consider stashing a second bundle somewhere outside your home, like in your car or a secure lockbox, just in case you can't get back inside after a storm. And here's the funny part. Most people panic buy bottled water and batteries, but forget the one thing that actually makes those things yours. You can't trade a credit score for a jug of water when the grid goes down. Also think local. If your town gets hit hard, small businesses might be your only option for food or supplies, and many still run on cash only during emergencies. Because when disaster strikes, you want to be the one holding the cards, literally.